This cordless testing? Okay, good. I'm glad you got a cordless mic. I can't stand behind this thing. My ADD starts to kick in and I'm a disaster. I'm going to give you just the history of where I came from, how I got to where I am today, and then I'll give you players, your marching orders for this season. So, but for me, it started out as a 9-year-old kid, actually 8. My older brother was supposed to wake me up and take me to baseball tryouts, and I overslept, so I didn't play as an 8-year-old, but I had to spend the whole year waiting to play as a 9-year-old. And I can remember being so frustrated that I wasn't playing as an 8-year-old. But I ended up getting some playing time as a 9-year-old. And I know one thing that helped me a lot. I grew up in a household with a single parent. I got 7 sisters, 4 brothers, and we have 1 bathroom. I mean, figure that one out with 7 sisters and 1 bathroom. So I can remember as a kid getting involved in baseball, and it's all I wanted to do. But the biggest thing that set me out in motion for this sport is I can remember when we were growing up, we had like 2 TVs. So you got a lot of kids, 2 TVs. Chances of the 10th of 12 getting to watch what he wanted to watch was 0 chance. But what I did is I started to listen to baseball on the radio. And I started to understand really how much I love the game of baseball. And so that took me all the way up, watching and playing the sport until I was, say, 14, getting ready to go to high school. And I remember in high school, somebody gave me a champion t-shirt, and I've never forgotten it. And on that t-shirt, it said, if you want to be a champion, you have to behave socially like a champion, handle academics like a champion, and practice like a champion, right? And I got this at a young age when I went to high school, with all the temptations of the inner city and all that other stuff. But I want to tell you guys that behaving socially like a champion, I mean, one wise guy said, hey, if you show me your friends, I'll show you your future, right? So I didn't come to lecture tonight, but I did want to pause here just to give you guys a little bit of wisdom. And I know when you guys, like your mother, your father, getting all over you about, your friends, it's important. It's important. Social behavior. I know you guys have a lot of drama and a lot of stuff to deal with that we didn't deal with, like tweeting and all this other stuff that I still don't know how to do. And you guys have a great challenge. So I wanted to pause here to tell you that it's very important that if you wanted to be a champion, socially, there's a lot of things that you could do to get in trouble. And a lot of us put, stupid tweets out there, and I'll get to that part when I talk about scouting, because you have to watch what you put out there, right? Because when we go and we acquire players, we're always trying to acquire players. We'll find out how you're behaving socially. Trust me, we'll find out. Sometimes we find out from the ex-girlfriend. She gives up all the information. So, social behavior is very important. Academics. I remember when I went to college, I wasn't a great student, but the guy took a chance on me. And he told me, he said, hey, this is what I want you to do. I want you to go to every class, do all the work, and ask for help. So I figured I could do that. So I did it. Even though I thought it was going to be a struggle, I did it. And it helped me to be the first of 12 to get a college degree. Very important. And practice like a champion. I know sometimes when you get up early in the morning, you have to worry about, coach, the practice, got to get there earlier on time. Practice is very important, man. It's a big part of what we do in baseball. There's a lot of fundamental things that we have to do in baseball. I just left spring training 3 days ago. There's a lot going on. Guys are going over the same old things that they go over every year. And I know it gets tedious, but practice is a big part of what we do in this game. It's repetition is the law of learning. You have to keep doing it and keep doing it and keep doing it in order to get better. And I know sometimes when you think like, oh, coach is not watching. Well, guess what? When you're doing the base running drills and you're going through it half-heartedly, guess what? When the game comes, that situation is going to be there. And you better be ready. That's how you practice like a champion. You have to take it seriously. And those are the 3 things that I like to leave with the young kids every time I talk to them, because I think it's important. Because sometimes you get lost. It gets lost. But my career, I was very fortunate to get a scholarship to go to Seton Hall. And as Coach said, I played with some really good players at Seton Hall. And Craig Biggio is probably the most fierce competitor I've ever played with. And you want to talk about a guy who hustles. He was still doing it in the major leagues even after 18 seasons. He was still running hard down the line. That's how important it was to him. The guy was a fierce competitor. And I was very fortunate to play on some good teams. I mean, we had probably on our 87 team, 7 guys drafted off that team. Not all that year, but that team collectively, by the time I left, it was probably 7 of us that were drafted. So we were very, very fortunate. And then I had my playing career, which was short, only 3 years. And then the coaching for 2 years. So I get it, trust me. I understand how hard it is to motivate young guys when guys are going through, look, I failed the test, or my girlfriend broke up with me, and all the other drama and excuses that the players have. I've been through it, just as a coach. But what I do now in scouting after I coached, I love what I do, right? So I go out and I give guys like you an opportunity to play in the major leagues. That's the fun part of my job. I mean, that's what we do. I mean, I was seeing high school guys just yesterday in Raleigh, North Carolina, at the Cary, down at the USA complex. I'm sure some of you guys have probably heard about it. But what I do now is that's part of what I do. I'm involved in everything that we do, whether it's the draft, the trade that we made for Tool Whiskey last year, acquiring all kind of major league talent in any type of trade. So I'm pretty much involved in everything, and I enjoy my job. But I remember going into the home when I was an area scout, just local, and just to see the look on the kids' faces when you draft them and you sign them to a major league contract. I mean, it's great, man. It's all that hard work that you guys put in, you know. And some of you guys are going to work in baseball. Some of you guys may play baseball. Some of you guys maybe end up being coaches or scouts. But it all starts right here. But there's no greater thrill for us as scouts. You know, you read the list of all the major league players I drafted when I was with the Washington Nationals. I mean, it's a thrill to be able to look on TV and say, man,